Hello, this is Caroline, and today we are going to review the steps that we follow as we conduct research. So basically, we have 7 steps, and in the course of this session, we are going to review each of the steps in detail. So in terms of how you go about, for example, picking a topic, and that's the first step. When you conduct research, the first step is to pick a topic. You need to identify a topic in which you want to conduct research on. So once you identify a topic, and again, you need to ask yourself, what is it about this topic that I'm interested in? What is my knowledge about this topic? Do I have any experience with this particular topic? So ideally, I recommend for students in this program that you identify a topic that is connected or related to your program of study. So think about the topics that you have covered in class. Think about, for example, if you are in the criminal justice, maybe you're interested in juveniles, maybe you're interested in marijuana use, or if you're in the organization and leadership, maybe you're interested in leadership in the workplace. Or if you are an educator, maybe you're interested in school culture. So identify a topic that you're interested in, and then from there you can funnel down that topic. So for now, you just identify your topic. The next step will be to review the literature. Again, you want to review the literature so that you can update yourself relative to research that has been conducted on your particular topic. So what is it that has been done on your topic? What kind of studies have been conducted? What are some of the major findings? Okay, so basically it gives you an idea. And as you conduct the literature review, you might identify some gaps that are existing. Okay, so you say that, okay, research has been conducted on this particular topic, and this is what they have found out. But it seems that they have not looked at this particular idea, or they have not looked at this topic using this perspective. So that's what you do when you're conducting the literature review, trying to find out what has been done, how it has been done, the major findings and gaps that exist. Why? Because when you are conducting research, you don't conduct research just for the sake of doing it. You conduct research because you need to add more knowledge. Okay, you want to add more knowledge to the field, or maybe you want to solve a particular problem or issue relative to that particular topic. So you need to have a purpose, you need to have an objective as you conduct research. Once you have reviewed the literature, you've looked through and identified a gap, then you decide and say, okay, this is what I want to do. So once you have identified a topic, so once you identify a broad topic, reviewed the literature, you will funnel down that topic to something that is manageable. And we are going to review that in class. So the next step will be to develop a research question or questions or hypothesis. So basically, as you conduct research, you need to have guiding questions. And these are the questions that you'll be looking for answers for. Okay, so it will help you in your research process. So basically, you have questions and you need to respond to these questions. So research questions, research objectives, a purpose actually guides the research process. They are the background of any research study. And of course, we are going to review more about that. The next step will be to determine an appropriate methodology. Again, basically here, you need to identify a strategy that you can employ as you collect your data. Okay, so which strategy will be appropriate for me? So again, you look at your research question and ask yourself, based on the research question that I have, will it be applicable or better for me if I interview participants? Or will it be more appropriate if I survey my participants? So again, the type of methodology that you are going to employ essentially will be dictated by the research question that you have. And of course, a number of other factors like the time that you have to complete your study, like the funds that you have, like your population or your audience, so that determines. But basically, you need to identify a methodology. So again, as you think about the methodology, we'll be talking about the qualitative research design and also the quantitative research design. And of course, you can use both. You can use mixed method. The next step will be to collect your data. Once you have identified a strategy to employ, then of course you need to go out and collect your data. So again, your data or the data that you collect should be able to help you respond to your research question. So basically your data should match or relate to your research question. And of course, we'll be talking about a lot of things here before you go out and collect your data. You know, you have to identify your population. You have to seek for institutional review board approval. So before you conduct any study, before you collect any data, let me say that, before you collect any data, you have to be given permission to do so by the institutional review board. So again, as you collect your data, you need to have an instrument that you use to collect your data. You need to identify the method that you're going to use to collect your data and all that. So we are going to review about those aspects too. And then the next step will be how to analyze your data. So you need to ask yourself, once I get this data back, what am I going to do with it? Okay, how will I make sense of this particular data? So it's important to have a strategy that will help you handle your data. So once you receive it, what are you going to do with your data? If you conduct interviews, you know, when are you going to start transcribing your data? Okay, so if you're using quantitative data, which program are you going to use to analyze your data? So those are some of the things that we're going to talk about. And again, as you think about how to analyze your data, that again will be dictated by your research question. So your research question will tell you if you're looking at relationship, then again, you're going to use appropriate technique if it's quantitative data. And the last step will be to draw your conclusion. Again, once you have analyzed your data, so what does it mean? You know, what does your data mean? So again, you are going to draw your conclusions and you will again look at your research questions. What are your major findings? Okay, what are the implications of your findings and all that? So those are the steps that you go through when conducting research. So for our class, we are going to review all the topics, but we are not going to actually go and collect our data, but we are going to design a strategy that will help us go and collect our data. We're also not going to analyze our data, but we are going to review and identify some of the strategies that we can use to analyze our data. And of course, we are not going to draw conclusions because we will not have collected our data. But these are the steps, these are the strategies that you employ when conducting empirical research. So we are going to review more about this these topics in a few weeks. And if you have any question, you can reach out to me, and looking forward to see you in the next class. Thank you.